Hey Ruben, I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I started watching the show a couple of days ago, and I still can't put it in a genre because for me, it's a mixture of horror, drama, because there's postpartum depression.
Mm,
Like the novel of Victor is so rich.
mm.
How do you, as a director, do you read a script and just start picturing things in your mind? Because this episode is really special because we met Apollo's mom, and it just like lands so many things that we met that we know from him in previous episodes.
Yeah, I think for me in episode seven, it is it's a complicated episode with lots of, like you say, different genres colliding. For me, the through line is Lillian, Apollo's mother. She is the center of this episode, and she's the anchor of all the things that swirl around her. So for me, the way as a director, I kind of work on that episode is to just follow her emotional truth. So I'm always in each of the very wildly different tonal scenes. My North Star is, how does she feel in this moment? What is she experiencing? So it's not always what is she looking at. It might just be like, how does this scene make her feel? And how can I as a director make the audience understand that? Um, so there's her whole mind is in the process of this one episode fracturing. It's a kind of dark night of the soul episode that pulls in lots of all the different parts of her life, and she's examining where she went wrong, where she went right, where she fell in love, where she fell out of love, the mistakes she made, what she said or didn't say or failed to say. So it's like a reckoning and a remembering of this one woman. And it's an amazing piece of writing from Kelly Marcel that as a director, I read that and just go, oh, wow, I get to do all this in one episode of TV. So it was a dream job in that respect.
And then with a kid, how was that conversation to create all these emotions? Because we have seen him in previous episodes where he's struggling, where he's trying to find something and discover something. But now it's about he works inside, like it's a personal work now, and self discovering and so many things. How was that conversation with him to create something different in this episode than previous episodes?
Well, I think, like we said, it's based on Victor's novel. But Kelly as showrunner and writer with LaKeith as, he's both, EP as well as star. They're really keen to expand the female perspective in the series. So Kelly was really keen to write this episode, and LaKeith super supportive and excited by that, of looking at his mother and her internal struggles. So we kind of step away from his character, and it's amazing for a show and for LaKeith as a star to make space for this person in his life and in the series itself. A lot of shows wouldn't do an episode like this, or a character like this would be more marginalized or secondary. But I really got to thank LaKeith and Kelly and Victor and Apple for making an episode, sorry, about an older Black woman's internal life and her full range of humanity. So yeah, an amazing team making really brave, cool decisions that I got to join in on.
In these past years, like you just mentioned, we have I don't know, like every streaming service is creating great stories,
Mm.
and Apple, of course, creating great movies and great stories like this. How would you feel that now stars and big producers they creating these kind of stories exclusive for TV for people that have to sit at home, watch this, and create an emotion, even that you don't see the like in a binge watching because each episode is coming individually, but you have to start like create the emotion to
Mm.
stick with whatever happened in the previous episode. How
Mm.
would you feel? What is your thought about this new way of communicating and creating stories?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think, episodic TV operates so differently from movies. Like you say, there's something powerful about being in everyone's living room every week. Melina did a beautiful job of setting up this show and making us love these characters. And I think once you've done that, like the pilot does, you're engaged and care about these people. And so getting to spend time with them each week over the course of a few months is a much richer experience, kind of like seeing friends. Whereas, you know, a movie can just be like, we just had this 1-2 hours together. It's like speed dating, and they're gone, you know, until a sequel comes out. So I think I really love episodic TV for that. I think it works differently with audiences. They get to fall in love. They get to talk online in between episodes about what they think of the last one, what might be happening next. And you start to create a conversation with the audience that is bigger than just the show. And that's a really amazing thing about episodic. So it's been great seeing that happen with our show.
You were familiar with the story before you started working in the project? Like you knew the novel? Because one of the things that I really love is how they explore postpartum depression. Like many women, mostly Black women, it's not something that usually we speak loudly on, and it's not put on shows. So were you familiar with the story before? And what was that line of conversation to respect the idea of postpartum depression and put it out there as something that actually happened more often than we thought?
Yeah, I came to this project with fresh eyes and ears. I hadn't read the book, and when I was coming onto the show, I was debating on should I read it, but I read the whole series of what we were making because I wanted to come at the project from the kind of audience's experience. So I wanted to only know what fans watching the show would kind of encounter. So I did that, and then I read the book afterwards, and it continues on from where we leave off in season 1. But yeah, postpartum depression and the mythology of the changeling. It's a myth common in a lot of different cultures. It's a dramatization of postpartum depression and the joy and trauma of a new child. It's both amazing and terrifying and magical, all wrapped up in one. And that's kind of what the show attempts to do. And yeah, like the point of view, like you say, Black women and childbirth is it's a serious thing. It's a huge subject, and it's not often kind of centered in an entertainment show. So it's really amazing to be on a series like this that interrogates big themes, takes on big issues, has a point of view, and puts forward a version of New York through this couple that we don't often get to see.
Thank you so much for your time, man. I really appreciate it, and great work. It's not like a slow burn, but then it started building up on me, and this last episode, just it was really, it shocked me in a couple of moments.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I hope you enjoy tonight's episode.
Yep. Thank you so much, man. Bye-bye.
Bye.